My name is Ramzy Baroud. I'm a Palestinian-American author and a journalist. I'm based in Seattle, Washington, but I was born and raised in the Gaza Strip in a refugee camp called Nusayrat. My story, or my last book, was the story of Gaza, but it's also the story of ordinary people who are not necessarily a reflection of the factionalism in Palestine, nor are a reflection of the political elite that rules in Ramallah. It's a story of the people who are often neglected by mainstream media and neglected by the factional divide that rules over Palestine. It is so very important for the story of these people to be told, because after all, they are the ones who are defining the very Palestinian resistance and the very Palestinian struggle. The Gaza Strip has been neglected in the way that Palestinian history is told. If it's told from an Israeli point of view, it's told Gaza is presented as if it's a place where militancy and terrorists thrive. When it's told from a Palestinian perspective, it's also told as if it's a place of perpetual victimization and suffering, while in reality there is another part of that story. The fact is, Gaza is a representation of the history of Palestinian resistance for the last 65 years. Without the spirit of resistance that exists in Gaza today, and that has existed for generations, we would not even be speaking of an Arab-Israeli conflict. The conflict continues because Palestinians are not giving up. And Gaza is the perfect model and representation of that spirit. Exactly. The adaptability of my father, of course, is not just a reflection on his ability to survive and how resourceful he was and how clever he managed life, but also as a reflection of the collective Palestinian will. I mean, my little secret is that actually it's not a story about my father per se, but it's a story of the Palestinian people, the refugees in Gaza, in the West Bank, in refugee camps in Syria, in Lebanon, and elsewhere. It seems to me that at one point in the past, Palestinians as a collective have made a decision not to be defeated and not to give up. Yet they live under extremely harsh circumstances, and this is where the adaptability and the resourcefulness come from. Well, my idea here is to humanize the Palestinian. The Palestinian for many years has been dehumanized, either a suicide bomber, a militant, or a victim, and therefore I felt there is a need to really represent the Palestinian that exists in between all of these misrepresentations. To do that, you have to get closer to the characters. You have to know their names, where they come from, where they were born, the conflicts that happens between them. They are not perfect beings by any stretch of the imagination, so that we can neither demonize them nor idealize them. They are normal people trying to lead normal lives, and they are very complex beings at the same time. Suffering, it seems to me that it's a way that you can achieve a sense of intimacy when you try to understand a person, and this is why that the heartbreaking part of the story was essential for people to relate why Palestinians in Gaza and elsewhere make the kind of choices.